Abigail Williams, Abby, and Liberty German, Libby, were your average pair of teenagers in the 8th grade. The two were best friends, and practically spent every moment together. They went to school together, had sleepovers, talked about boys, and they even enjoyed mundane activities like walking or reading. In reality, it didn't really matter what they were doing. So long as the two were doing it together, they always had fun. In short, the two were inseparable. But, tragically, the pair also died together. In an unfortunate turn of events, after the pair decided to go hiking together, near the Monon Bridge, the pair would be found dead in the woods. Their bodies left out in the open for anyone to discover. Libby and Abby attended the Delphi Community Middle School in Delphi, Indiana. Delphi isn't a large town by any means, it's actually quite small. The small town only had about 3,000 residents, and as such, you could imagine that there wasn't much to do. On February 12th, 2017, only 2 years ago, the duo decided to have a sleepover at Libby's grandparents' house. Lucky for them, school was closed the following day, so they spent the entire night and most of the morning of the following day trying to figure out how to spend the afternoon. Ultimately, the girls opted to take a hike near Monon Bridge, which, before their disappearance, was a popular hangout spot for the locals of the small town. Libby asked her grandparents if they could go for a hike, and reluctantly, they let the pair go. Of course, there were some conditions. Firstly, Libby's sister, Chelsea, would drive them there, and her grandfather would pick them up a few hours later. Anyhow, the pair went off, driven by Chelsea, and were dropped off at about 1:30 p.m. An hour into the hike, and the pair was having a good time. They were enjoying the peaceful nature of the area, and were genuinely quite happy. And so, Libby decided to take a picture and capture the moment using Snapchat. Here, you see Abby, smiling, as she walks across the bridge. Regrettably, this would be the last photo of Abby alive, and it would be the last photo Libby would ever post on social media. Roughly an hour later, Libby's grandfather arrived to pick up the girls. He texted them that he was waiting just outside the hiking trail, only to get no response. He texted once more, but again, no response. Growing wary, he called Libby, but she failed to pick up. Fear and dread quickly sunk in, and Libby's grandfather rushed along the bridge to find the girls. When his search prompted nothing, he called the authorities, and a search and rescue mission was underway. Authorities called for volunteers to aid in the search, and many from the small town came to help. People hiked, searched, and called out, "Liberty! Abigail!" This went on for hours, and come 6 o'clock p.m. the following day, the worst thing imaginable occurred. Libby and Abby were found dead in Deer Creek, a body of water that was only half a mile away from the bridge. After a brief investigation, police were able to uncover the photo of a man in Libby's phone. Eerily, this photo was taken only moments after the original Snapchat photo. With the photo, this eerie piece of audio was also uncovered. Investigators concluded that this audio, this man, are somehow connected to the deaths of the two young girls. As speculation has it, this man may have been luring the girls to go down the hill, somewhere remotely hidden, so that he could rob them of their lives. As far as evidence goes, the audio, the Snapchat photo, the picture of the man, as well as his sketch, are really all the police have. Investigation went on for months, but eventually, the trail went cold, and a cold case, their murder, has remained. Almost 2 years later, on January 6, 2019, police arrested this man, Charles Andrew Eldridge. His arrest unfortunately had nothing to do with the girls, but rather a charge of violating a child. This Randolph County arrest initially sparked no apparent connection to the cold case, until officials noticed an uncanny resemblance with the composite sketch of the suspect in Abby and Libby's murder. That, coupled with his grotesque taste in children, has led officials to state that they now may have a new angle, a new lead to investigate. Could Eldridge be responsible for what happened to Libby and Abby? Truth be told, it is still too early to tell if there's any connection. Regardless, let's hope that Libby and Abby rest in peace. The two of them deserved better.